Dokebi. The first time he appeared, someone said so. I don't know why, but that sentence suddenly popped up in my head. The stopped subway train, the dark room, these details gave me a sense of déjà vu. The subway had stopped before, but it was rare. Even so, why? I remembered the familiar words from a novel. But it was ridiculous. Wasn't it impossible? At this moment, the door of car 3807 opened wide, and the electricity returned. Yu-sanga muttered by my side, "Dokebi?" My head was ringing. I trembled uneasily as the novel I knew and the reality before me overlapped. With two small horns and wearing a small straw mat, the strange and fluffy creature was floating in the air. It was too strange to call it a fairy, too evil to call it an angel, and too tranquil to call it a demon. Thus it was called Dokebi. And I already knew the first thing that Dokebi would say. Fiction and reality overlap precisely. What is this? Augmented reality? Amidst the chattering people, I was thrown into another world alone. This was unmistakably a Dokebi. The very Dokebi that opened the door to tragedy for thousands of lives and ways of survival. It was Yu-sanga's voice that broke me out of my thoughts. It sounds vaguely like Spanish. Should I talk to it? I was taken aback and asked, "Do you know what it is? Will you ask it for money?" "No, but..." It was at this time that I heard the correct pronunciation of Korean. Does this sound good? I had a hard time because the Korean patch didn't work. Everyone, can you hear my words? As a familiar language was being spoken, I could see people's expressions relax. The first one to step up was a big man in a suit. "Hey, what are you doing right now?" "Huh? Are you filming? I have to go because I have to quickly get to an audition." He seemed to be an obscure actor since his face was unfamiliar. If I were a casting director, I would have picked him out for his brimming ambition. However, the presence before him wasn't a director. Auditions, that's right. This is also an audition. There was a shortage of data. I just entered when it was monetized at 7 p.m. What are you talking about? Now, all of you relax in your seats and listen to me. From now on, I will tell you something very important. My chest was becoming stuffy. What? Quickly get off the train! Someone call the captain! What are they doing without the cooperation of the citizens? Mom, what is that, a cartoon? There was no doubt about it. This was the development I knew. I didn't want to be mixed up in this, but there was no way. The people present wouldn't listen to the small and cute-looking CG creature. The only thing I could do was stop Yu-sanga, who was trying to get up from her seat. "Yu-sanga-shi, it's dangerous, so stay here." Huh? Yu-sanga's eyes widened. I spoke during a moment of bewilderment, but there was no way to explain what I understood. To be exact, I didn't have to explain. You really are bold. There was a presence with a stronger persuasive power than anyone else right now. I told you to be quiet. I closed my eyes as the Dokebi's eyes turned red. Something burst and the subway became quiet. There was a big hole in the forehead of the unknown actor who had gone out to the audition. A man who had spoken several times collapsed on the spot. "This isn't a movie shoot." There was a cracking sound once again. This time, it was the person talking about the captain. "It isn't a dream. It isn't a novel either." 1, 2. Blood sprayed into the air as the heads of some people started to burst. They were all the people who had protested against the Dokebi, as well as the ones who screamed or went wild. Those who caused the slightest fuss had a hole in their heads. Suddenly, the subway became a bloodbath. "This isn't the reality that you know. Do you understand? So everyone shut up and listen to me." More than half the people present here died. Blood and body pieces filled the subway. Now the people didn't scream. Like primitive apes in front of a powerful predator, everyone just watched the Dokebi with terror. I was surprised and held tightly onto the shoulder of Yu-sanga, who was hiccuping. This was real. The strange message which entered my ears, the Dokebi who appeared in front of me, and the train car that filled with blood. "Everyone, your lives have been nice so far, isn't that right?" In the special needs seating area, an elderly grandmother met the eyes of the Dokebi. "You've been living too long for free. Isn't the life too generous? You were born and paid no price for eating, breathing, pooping, and breeding. You live in a really good world." Free? No one in the subway lived for free. The people strive to make money in order to survive, and they rode the subway on the way home from work. Yet at this moment, no one disputed the Dokebi's words. "But now the good days are over. How long can you continue living for free? If you want to enjoy happiness, isn't it common sense to pay a price? Isn't that right?" The gasping people couldn't answer. Then at that time, someone carefully raised their hand. "Do you want money?" I wondered what type of person could speak in the middle of the situation, but surprisingly, I knew his face. "Yu-sanga-shi, isn't that Department Han of the finance team?" "Right." There was no doubt. He was a typical parachute in the company, and the number one person that newcomers avoided. It was Han Myung-ho, department head of the finance team. Why was this man riding the subway? I'll give you money. Take it. Please note that I'm a person like this. Department Han pulled out his business card as the people cheered him on. It was the atmosphere of Saber fighting against terrorists. How much do you want? One big one or two? He was offering a sum that was overly large for a department head of a subsidiary company. There was a rumor that Han Myung-ho was the youngest son of the leader of the affiliate, and now I thought it might be true. I couldn't carry that much checks in my wallet. You're giving me money? That's right. The cash I have right now isn't much, but I can give you anything if you let me out of here. Money, good. A plant fiber that humans mutually agree on. The department head's expressions brightened. It was a, indeed, money is everything expression. How pitiful. Now this is all I have. It only applies to your time and space. Huh? At the next moment, flames appeared in the air, and the checks in the department's hands burned up. Department head Han let out a scream. That paper has no value in the macrocosm world. If you do this one more time, I will blow your head away. Fear once again spread on the faces of the people present. It was easy to read what they were thinking because it was just like the novel. What the hell has happened now? Only I knew what was going to happen in the future. Phew! The debt is piling up during the time you guys are noisy. Well, yes. Rather than explain it 100 times, isn't it quicker for you to make money yourself? Dokubi's horns rose like they were antennas, and its body floated to the ceiling of the train. A moment later, a message rang out. Number BI7623 channel is open. The constellations have entered. A small window appeared in front of everyone. The main scenario has arrived. Main scenario number 1. Proof of value. Category main. Difficulty F. Clear conditions. Kill 1 or more creatures. Time limit. 30 minutes. Compensation. 300 coins. Failure. Death. The Dokubi smiled faintly as it became transparent and disappeared into the next space. Then good luck, everyone. Please show me an interesting story.